Hey traders, Shane from GMT Futures. What I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you how we're able to capture just that little bit more profit on coffee, and it's thanks to Mark Paine, one of our pro traders. So thanks again, Mark. I'm going to walk you through basically how we've been able to just increase the profitability on this coffee trend trader strategy. So what I've got here is the 89 tick chart. Now this is what we were trading, but what we found is that coffee started to have a little bit of a drawdown, or a bit of a drawdown on the strategy, and you'll see it here. And we looked at coffee as far as volatility, and we found that, so if we go to our volatility chart, alright traders, so what I've done is I've just got a daily chart up here which is tracking volatility. So this is a standard deviation stochastic. This is basically showing you the volatility on coffee. So what we decided, right, well, if we're actually in a little bit of a drawdown on our 89 tick, how can we then use the information we've got based on our volatility stochastic to potentially still trade coffee, still make money, because the market's moving, it's just that the volatility is a little bit down. So what we did was we switched over to a 55 tick, and you can see here that during the period of when we actually turned this off on the 89, which is basically April through till today, this thing on the 55 tick chart is absolutely flying. So it's making higher highs. It's starting to just come up a little bit in volatility, so we'll need to watch that. We'll need to watch that from a slippage point of view. But as far as we're concerned, any periods where our daily chart and our volatility stochastic is showing really strong drops in volatility, that's where we want to be looking at this 55 tick and potentially setting up the 55 tick as a strategy. So just taking your tick chart down from 89 to 55. Now, as you can see here, the great thing about this switching over to the 55 tick has been also that our average trade net profit has jumped up considerably, 170.22, and you can see there our average winning trade is $715. Average losing trade is 179, so we've almost got a 4 to 1. So that's super. Now guys, what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to also show you how to improve the profitability on your system. Now what we were doing before is we were trading the strategy. So if you go into your format strategy, so if you go into our strategy, you'll see that we've got now a new setting of 2. What we previously had was 5, or what Mark had was 5. So what he's been able to do is he's shared with us basically how to improve the overall performance on this strategy. So what he found was that a +5 stop, it was just taking him out just that little bit too early. And you can see if I go back if I go back here to the 29th of May, you'll see that this trade here, if I change this stop on this trade, which I'll go in and do now, so go format strategy, and I'll change the stop here to basically, let me just change that, I'll change that stop to a 5. It takes just over $100 of profit. Now by switching it to the 2-point trail, or 2-tick trail, so we'll go back in here and change this to a 2-tick trail, then what that allows us to do is that allows us to open up the stop a little bit more, let this marker run, which it's really good at doing. It really runs well, and it just gives us that huge improvement in profit. So we've got $1,087 per contract on that trade now. Now that's consistent. That's been basically by just opening the stop up a little bit there. So by opening up our stop there and just pushing that back a little bit, that's improved our overall net profit by about 8%. So on the system overall, so that's fantastic. So just a very quick thank you to Mark, as I said before. Looking at the 2-point trail and coffee making new equity highs up at 21,788. It's had a super week. If we go to our trade periodic table, you see that the last 2 weeks have been phenomenal. So you've got $2,000 worth of profit this week. You've got $1,539 the previous week, and then obviously quite a week there. But it's tracking beautifully, and if you have a look at our monthly stats there, you can see that really the only months that didn't do exceptionally well were November and December. The rest of the time this thing has been flying along. So well done, Mark, and so you want to keep an eye on that daily volatility. volatility in the market, then the option is to go back up to the 89 tick. So guys, thanks for your time. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to catching you in the next video update. Cheers.